What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. As we continue on with our Indie Comics weekend, we are diving deep into the indie world with Area 51, The Helix Project, issue number 5. A story by Trevor Fernandes Lenkiewicz. What we have seen so far is Kent struggling to find his father, because Kent is changing. He is coming to terms with what he truly is, and he has only recently learned about the deep-seated conspiracy that his father has been kidnapped, he has been held prisoner, and he has been experimented on. The last issue leaving us off with our heroic rescue. Now, if you guys are new to this, if you have been following along the entire time, issue number 6, the next and final issue, it will be releasing in Kickstarter on the 16th. The Kickstarter will go live, and you can help support bring this comic to life. You can help close it all out, as well as getting all kinds of super awesome content, from pins to variant covers to all sorts of awesome things like posters. I'm telling you, go check out the Kickstarter. It is down in the description. Supporting creators like Trevor, this is what is going to truly help the comic industry as a whole, helping get writers like him really into the spotlight and show what they are capable of. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you guys like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 5, we are picking up with two different scenes. The first scene we are seeing is Kent fighting against the Colonel. The Colonel has been experimenting on Kent's father this entire time. We have seen him use these experiments to make himself into something else, into something more than human. And so as the two of them duke it out, what we are also seeing is a man touching a rattlesnake, but also seeing his child, showing him the world, showing him what the world could be, showing him what they are. In the simplest terms, this is a father showing his son what love is. Taking care of him, teaching him the ways of the world, of the ways that they are. And the Colonel is the one that stole all this away from him. He took his father away, with Kent never fully being able to be the person that he could be, never learning what he truly was. That's when, in the midst of this fight, we see Kent's father come up and he impales the Colonel, with the Colonel being dealt this devastating blow. We are taken back to when the Colonel was a young boy, growing up on a farm, having his father return home. We can quickly see that the father is a violent man, beating his wife, stepping outside. He takes his son into the yard and he begins to do the same to him, beating this boy over repeatedly until he is down on the ground bleeding and crying. But this day, the Colonel had had enough. He grabbed a pitchfork and he shoved it into the back of his father's head. The first time that he had ever killed a man. What this is showing us is two boys raised in completely different situations. One boy, the carrot, the other, the stick. That at these fundamental times in their lives, these specific moments, these are what helps shape them into the person that they are now today. As we pick back up, we have the Colonel that is impaled. Kent's father pulling his arm out of his body, letting him know that he has also been injected with rattlesnake venom, that he is slowly going to bleed out, he is going to die because of this poison. This is where we see a reunion of father and son. Kent still so very furious. All of this was took away from him, left alone with these abilities, not knowing anything about who he was, that he spent his whole life with nothing. And in Kent's rage, he grabs him and he smashes. He grabs the Colonel and he gives him one hell of a beating, with Marissa grabbing hold of him, letting him know that she knows that he needs to do this, but they have to go. If they want to make it out of here alive, they have to leave now. With getting Kent's father back onto the gurney, Kent walks over to him and he embraces his father, tears running down his face, still in disbelief that this moment is even real. Kent's father recognizing that Marissa is the girl from that day, the one that he had saved. Marissa thanking him, saying that she wouldn't be alive if it were not for him, that she simply wanted to return the favor. As they make their way out of the facility, we are given a glimpse of 2 days ago. Marissa sitting down writing a letter. Now, Kent had asked Marissa the night before this, asking why she was there, why was she a part of this, why did she feel the need to pull the trigger. The truth is, Kent's father is everything that she wishes she had. Her parents were never so kind, never so loving. In that moment, even that brief moment where she met Kent's father, that gave her something that her own parents never could. Taking us back over to the Colonel, telling one of the soldiers that comes rushing in to give him the serum. He gets this serum, and the next thing we see is Kent taking a spear through the chest. Not necessarily a spear, but more like a wooden post thrown at such high speeds that it acts as a spear impaling Kent. That is where Kent's father charges in. And while the Colonel may believe he understands the physiology of them, he has only began to scratch the surface. And we see Kent's father begin to lay the smackdown on him. The Colonel still suffering from the poison, the serum only being able to hold it off for a moment. With the Colonel getting the upper hand just for a moment, Marissa jumps onto his back, driving a knife right through one of his eyes. This gives Kent's father the opportunity. He rushes in, and with one giant slice, we see the Colonel, he is cut completely in half. But in all the commotion, it appears that Marissa also had her belly sliced open, possibly a fatal wound. That letter that she wrote 2 days ago comes falling out of her pocket, and it lands right before a very wounded Kent. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm gonna reiterate this again, go check out the Kickstarter. It is launching on the 16th. By clicking that link and saying notify me on launch, you will get an email letting you know when it goes live. That way you can go support the comic and you can help issue number 6 come to life. Having many different tiers, you can get yourself completely caught up all the way from issue 1. When it comes to issue number 5, I had thoroughly enjoyed the read. I think for me, it shows that your childhood truly does shape you. But it ultimately comes down to who you are in the inside, how you handle and face adversity. Kent could have very easily gone the same path as the Colonel, and I do think that brings up a really interesting discussion. The idea that we are all capable of great evil, but we are also capable of great good. The Colonel is a prime example of the accumulation of his memories, the accumulation of all of his experiences. He has let that eat him up. There may have been once upon a time that he could be someone like Kent, or be someone like Kent's father, but he gave up on that so long ago. The day that he killed his father could be the day that everything changed, that sent him down a path of true wickedness. And that's not to say what the Colonel had done as a young boy, killing his father. It wasn't necessarily evil. It was a boy fed up with his mother and himself getting beat, getting bloodied, getting bruised. But that moment, it tilted the Colonel's vision of the world. He became more cynical, and he learned in that moment that power, that violence, it always wins. Now, at least that's my opinion, that's how I see it. Let me know what you guys think, let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that has been going on with Area 51, go ahead, check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers. from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does it help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.